How's everything going, man?
Everything's going great. Can't complain.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear that. So I want to start by looking back on your fight with Simon Carson in Singapore. Obviously, he was not the guy you expected to fight originally. There was talk of the Rug fight, and then Hugo Cunha, I believe, and there was all these opponent changes. Was that frustrating for you, just having to change your focus over and over again?
Not really, because I kind of like read for that because it's been happening a lot. So I knew it could change like anytime, but I didn't expect like so many changes. But I have a lot of respect for Carson because like a lot of like names getting out of the fights and he step up and fight me. So a lot of respect, and
Hmm.
it is what it is, right?
Was there a part of you at all that was kind of disappointed with that opponent that they came up with? He hadn't fought in a long time, and I think some people were sort of thinking, who is this guy and why is he fighting somebody like Buchecha? Were you satisfied with the matchup they got you on short notice?
And being honest, he had more experience than me. He had 3 fights. I had just two at the time. So he's a great kickboxer. So he hasn't fight in like 2 years. It's not that long. So it's a tough fight. You know what I mean? So people talking, but people because people don't know him, but he's a tough fighter for sure.
And you ended up winning by TKO, your first win with strikes. I mean, how did that feel? That must have been kind of fun for you, right?
I mean, I train a lot, so that's one position that I always get when I'm training, when I'm doing the sparring sessions. And I was talking to Mitch before the fight, and he asked me to show one movement, and that was the movement that I show him because that's something that I really do. So I wasn't surprised because I got the movement because it's something that I train every day. So that's why I got in the fight, and that's why it was so effective.
Obviously, it was nice for you to win by TKO, and show a different side of your game because, of course, everyone knows you're great at jujitsu. But you have told me in previous conversations that your perfect outcome for any fight is winning by submission. So, was there a part of you that thought when you were in that position, ready to finish him, that maybe you should go for a submission, or were you satisfied, raining down the strikes and going for that TKO?
Man, being honest, I always look for the submission, but I saw the position and I didn't even think twice. So I just started like using the ground pound because I do that to force my opponent to open up and start defending and do mistakes. But I think the first punch was like right in the spot, so he had to defend himself and stop like bumping and turn. So when I saw the first one that I really like hit him, so I said, I have a good base, I have a good posture, so just gonna keep punching. If he doesn't defend, like if he doesn't give him submission, the referee has to stop.
Hmm.
So that was exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was an incredible win. Congratulations! I don't think I said that. It was an excellent performance.
Thank you.
Have you given any thought to what's next? Like if they offered you, say, Rug again, are you interested in that, or are you kind of over that fight after all the cancellations?
No man, I'm over that. I hope I can fight really soon. Maybe August I'll step up in the cage again. So that's a huge card coming up. It's August 27th. First
Hmm.
like Amazon Prime card. It's gonna be a huge one. And I don't wanna like get an opponent that might like something happen and they had to change the fight. So like it happens a lot of times with huggy hugs. So I don't wanna like take the risk to that happen again. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Speaking of possible opponents, and specifically for that Amazon Prime card, I saw you met Odie Delaney after your last fight. You guys met backstage and took a picture. He was on the same card as you. What was that like? Meeting him. You guys both had big wins on that card. What did you think of that?
No, actually, I wasn't. We used to train together at the American Top Team,
Okay,
so
right.
we know each other from a long time. So it was good to see like an old training partner getting the win again, getting the win, another win on one championship. So I was happy for him. So it was like just saying congratulations, and for sure, it's maybe if we both keep winning our fights, it's there is no other way. We're probably gonna meet up like soon. So, but it's part of the game. So we have the same goal.
Hmm.
So probably it's gonna happen soon, but not for the Amazon card.
Right, right. Just speaking a little bit more about Odie, I mean, he's had 2 wins in 1 championship now, both really nice submissions. As one of the, top BJJ guys in the world, what have you thought of his wins so far?
Yeah, man, he's like high level wrestling, and he has good pressure on top, so it's easy for him to pull like the submissions, especially when he can control a lot on top. But he's doing good, man. I'm happy for him. He's a really tough guy.
Mhm. So just back to that Amazon card, assuming you get on that card, you're open to fighting pretty much anybody but Rug. Is that the idea, or do you have any opponents in mind?
No, Rug is not one option, and probably like Kirill Shrenko.
Mhm.
I think that's it. I don't know how I say his name.
Grishenko, yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Grishenko probably. I think that's more likely him if fight's gonna be him. He just
Mhm.
fought for the belt against Anatoly. He lost, but so I think that's more likely the opponent that is gonna happen for this one.
And he's a great striker too, right? That'd be a kind of really cool clash of styles. How do you like your chances in that one?
Man, I always, if I accept a fight, that's because I believe I can win, and my expectations are the best. He's a great wrestler, but I believe in my wrestling too. I believe in my jiu-jitsu, and I believe in my striking too. I couldn't show much, but I'm I'm striking a lot in the gym. So sooner or later, I have to do up there, and time is coming.
Well, your hands look better and better every fight, and certainly in the training footage I see and stuff. Now, you mentioned Anatoly a minute ago and the belt. I'm not sure if you saw, but Arjun Buller posted yesterday or the day before on Instagram that he signed a contract for that fight. We don't know the date yet, but it sounds like it's happening finally. They've finally worked it out. What are your thoughts on that matchup? Who do you see winning that one?
Man, I didn't know that, so it's good. Man, both of the guys are great fighters. The one of the best, two of the best heavyweights of the world. And being honest, like anyone can win, but I think who has the bigger advantage right now is Anatoly because he's more active.
hmm
But like I said, if somebody has like a little bit advantage, I would say that because of the active. The last fight that Arjun fought was against Brandon Vera was a while ago, so maybe it can like count a little bit, but he got a lot of experience. I don't know if it will be a problem for him, but in my point of view, I think that's a good advantage for Anatoly. But both of them have like great hands, fast hands, and great wrestling background. So should be a good one to watch for sure.
hmm You mentioned they're both wrestlers. That's where they both come from. Having seen what you've seen of both of their games, having watched a couple of their fights, who do you think is the better wrestler of the two of them?
Man, it's hard to say because I didn't see much. I think I saw more Arjan fights
hmm
because when he used to fight in the old events, but so I didn't see much of the Anatoly wrestling, but uh, what I see, Arjan is really good, and I know he used to train at AKA with Kane and with DC, so I know he has a really good wrestling. But being honest, I never really like follow too much just the wrestling career itself of both of them.
hmm Fair enough. So assuming you get on that August card or sometime around then and you get another win, if one championship were to offer you a fight with the winner of Anatoly and Arjun sometime, towards the end of the year or early next year, would you accept that? Do you feel like you're ready now to fight for the title?
Being honest, I'm worrying about August, so I don't even think I'm ahead of that. So I just want to take one day at a time. So I'm not even thinking about anything after that. So I like to take like day by day. So if I fight there, that's gonna be my 100% my focus, and
hmm
that's how I like to think about my career. So no, not too much further ahead.
hmm I should have asked you this earlier when you mentioned August. Have they come to you with any offers for August, or is that just kind of what you're hoping for? Has there been any correspondence with one championship?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's what I told you.
Mhm.
That's what probably gonna happen with against Renko.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, so that's
Right. So this is
probably
actually something that you've spoken to them about. I thought that was just your ideal situation.
no, no. That's like we talking.
Okay, that's great. So speaking of Anatoly and Arjun Bular, do you have any preference to which of those guys you'd fight for the title down the road? Is there either guy you prefer, or is it just all about the belt for you?
No, being honest, I don't even like I told you, I don't even think about the belt right now. And
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe when it's time for me to fight for the belt, maybe somebody else could be have the belt, you know what I mean? So I don't think too much about like possibilities like that. So when
Mhm.
my time comes to fight for the belt, then I will start to think about that. But right now, I'm focused only on my next step, my next goal, my next opponent.
Mhm.
So then after that, it's time to think what's gonna be the next step. But
Mhm.
I'm not rush. I'm not rush. I waited a long time to start the MMA career, so I'm not like I have to fight for the belt this year. I have to fight for the belt now. You know what I mean? So when
Right.
the time comes, and I'll be ready. So
Right.
more time I'm away from the belt, more experience I'm getting. So it's not being bad at all. The
Mhm.
weight.
Mhm. And based on what you said in our previous conversations, I sort of get the sense too that you're willing to like listen to your coaches and one championship, and it's not really up to you exactly when you fight for the title, right? You're just kind of willing. You're willing to do it whenever, sort of waiting for the offer.
I mean, the one championship, Chatri, and my coaches, they will know when is the right time. So for sure, it's not yet.
Hmm.
I have just 3 fights, but I'm listening. I'm open to listen, and when they said it's time, I'll do that for sure, and that's it. So
Hmm. Awesome, man. Well, you've got this, Grishenko fight possibly happening in August, and other big fights down the road, maybe another fight this year. Lots of big opportunities coming up for you in MMA. But you also recently got the chance to try your hat as a commentator, right? When you went to Singapore, you did a little bit of commentary during one of those fight cards. What was that like for you? That must have been kind of cool, right?
yeah, no, for sure, it was something really different, and I really enjoy it. So. Uh, I really like the experience, and for sure I need to I mean get more training on the TV, so maybe get the opportunity to comment and again. But I really enjoy, I really like it, the opportunity, and
Mhm.
it's something that I can think about in the future for sure.
Like you said, it is obviously very different from fighting. And of course, you went to Singapore expecting to fight. So when you
Yeah,
get there and the fight gets canceled and they offer you the opportunity to do some commentary, I mean, what were you thinking? Were you nervous at all, or were you just like, let's do it?
I mean I wasn't really nervous because I was about to comment on like a grappling match. It's
Hmm.
so something that I really know what I'm talking about. But of course, to be doing something for the first time is always like no, I wouldn't say like worry, but more like about concern about say something wrong or say something in the wrong time. But Mitch and Michael was like helped me. They helped me a lot, and everyone on the TV or the staff they helped me a lot to make me feel like really calm and comfortable. So it was great.
Yeah, man, I thought you did a really good job. And you kind of answered my question a moment ago, but now that one is really getting into the submission grappling stuff, you'd be willing to do a little bit more of this and kind of lend your expertise to the broadcast in the future?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. If they invite me, I'm down to be there on the desk once again.
Cool, man. Cool. It was really interesting to listen to a guy like you talk about jujitsu during those matches. It was really cool.
Yeah, thank you. And I know the Amazon card will be August 27th, right?
Hmm.
But they will have an event on August 26th as well. So
Hmm.
if I'll be in the Amazon card, maybe the day before I can be the comment, and because I know my friend Renato Canuto will be fighting. So
Right.
will be like maybe another opportunity to be on the
Hmm.
desk.
Yeah, he's making his debut the night before. How do you think
Yeah,
he'll do while we're on the topic?
man, this guy is a showman. Always when he step on the mat, you can expect like a showman, like a show happening. So, and I think this time is not gonna be different. He got the opportunity on the big stage. He did this his whole life in the small stage, in the big stage. So I'm sure he gonna pull up like a good fight and like do really well, like always he does. And soon I want to see him with the 4 ounces gloves fighting MMA as well. So it will be really interesting.
Nice, man. Following in your footsteps, that would be awesome. One
Yeah,
championship Yeah,
especially because we came from the same hometown. So I know him since he was like a little kid, like
yeah.
9, 7 years old. I know this kid, you know.
It would be amazing for you 2 to fight on the same card in Singapore, like, who would have thought when you were growing up in the same town all those years ago, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. One Championship signing a lot of grapplers lately, but for people that just follow MMA, a lot of these names are unfamiliar just because we haven't seen them before. As a guy who follows jujitsu and has been around the sport his whole life, what do you think of the level of talent that One Championship is bringing in terms of grapplers?
Man, it's amazing. You know what one championship is doing for grappling. It's something unbelievable. I just really have to be part of all that. I hope when I was just fighting grappling, I had the opportunity to do such a thing, like a great opportunity like that. So just like to say thank you very much and congratulations for that, for one championship and Shatri, because they're doing an amazing job, and for sure they're stepping up the grappling to another level. So I'm really happy to be part of that and be able to watch that from like really close, like cage side, let's say like that. And maybe soon I'll be stepping up and fighting some grappling too, because that's something that I always loved in my whole life. But I feel like I didn't make sense anymore to keep fighting grappling because I did everything in the sport pretty much. So now fighting at home, so fighting at one will be fighting at home for me. So maybe I'll do some grappling again. So, but not right now. Right now I'm focused on the MMA, but it'll be
Mhm.
really interesting.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we're running a little bit long here, so I'll wrap it up. Before I let you go, any message for your fans and your supporters?
Now, just would like to say thank you very much for everyone who supports me, all the jiu-jitsu community, like still like support me a lot. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Of course, my sponsors, Shiro, Ruka, my teams, Evolve MMA and American Top Team, and all my training partners, all my coaches, because without all of them, would be hard to get where I am. So that's it. And of course, Checkmate, my team from my heart since when I was like a blue belt. So still like training a lot, jiu-jitsu, and that's it. Let's go.